Hi there, this is Joe from Square XO and I'm joined by Rebecca.
Hello.
And today we're here to talk about We Happy Few. It's a fun game. I was just about to say what I thought about, but before I do that, don't forget to follow us at squarexo.co.uk where you can check out our website, all the latest reviews, including Rebecca's We Happy Few review, of course. We've also got some gameplay up there that I posted earlier in the week. Twitter.com/square_XO if you want to follow us on Twitter to get the latest content as it lands. And if you back us on patreon.com/squarexo, we can keep making awesome content. If you want to listen to the podcast, it's on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify, and we're also on youtube.com/JohansonWater where you can watch us on video. Okay, there we go. That's that out of the way. Let's talk about We Happy Few. What do you think, Rebecca?
I think I'm very much sitting in the mixed thoughts category. I like the story. I like how dark and twisted it is. I think that it's really successful in what it's trying to do. It's trying to, put this really oppressed society on you and all the pressures from them, and you've got to blend in to be something you hated. I liked that, but then I'm really struggling to get on with the combat and stealth system. It's just so frustrating that it's something that happens so frequently in the game, yet it's something that seems unpolished. And because the game's been in early access for 2 years, it's a bit disappointing that it's still like that. But it's a 50-50 for me. Like I said, I like the story, I like the characters, I like the development that it goes into. But every time you come to a stealth section of the game, which is very frequent, I just get really frustrated because it seems so unfair. But what did you think about it?
Yeah, I see. I mean, I found it, I don't know if it's just me, but I found it a bit laggy as well.
Yeah, I've had lags.
We're really badly as well. So if I was running along, trying to get away or whatever, it just felt like I was running tar or something half the time.
Like how you run when you're asleep and you're not moving, you're just doing this.
Yeah, no, and just kind of, am I doing something wrong? Is it the game? But it was definitely really laggy, so that was disappointing. I know what you mean about the stealth. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I found it okay in places, like when you're in that army bit and you had to hide in the bushes to sort of stop people seeing you, and I didn't really seem to struggle too much then. But then it was a bit weird how you could hide in some bushes and you're concealed, and then others you're not. It's got, but it's just as high as the other ones. It's got that's a bit weird. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. The start of it's probably my favourite bit, where it's got all the joy pills and all that, and it's all these happy people and it's all fun, and then you're hitting the piñata.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's got a rat and it's guts everywhere, and it's got, whoa, that's a bit freaky. And that kind of sort of sets you up for the game, thinking, wow, could be pretty damn good. And then from there it just kind of changes when you go out in the open world, and it's all of a sudden it doesn't feel as good anymore.
Yeah, I think one of my favourite things is how they've done that sort of environmental style, where when you take the joy pills, and there's a section of the game where you have to take joy and you have to go and pretend to be a standard citizen. So as soon as you take these joy pills, everything is really nice. There's no rain, the streets are rainbow covered, and everybody's really happy. And then when the joy wears off, you see everything for what it really is. So you'll be in a settlements, and they're all destroyed and bombed, and everyone there's in rags, because they've had bad batches of joy, they've had too much joy, just things like that. It's a very clever ecosystem. You sort of can look at it and see that why the authorities want everyone on the joy, because obviously what they're really seeing and who they really are, it's not nice people. It's not a nice place. I liked that. I have to admit, I was quite wowed by how the game changed when you take the joy. I did like that. It kind of made me think I want to top up on it, so that I don't have to go back to the rainy, dingy streets. I want to stay in this nice, happy, colourful street where everyone's pleasant and no one's hunting for me. But it feels like it's a bit too much to uphold. When you're doing certain sections, you can either choose to be on the joy, and then obviously you worry about overdosing on the joy, or you can come off the joy and then you'll get withdrawal, and instantly people will be like, something's wrong with you. And once you get to that point, there's sort of no coming back, if you know what I mean. You just have to sort of run away and hope that you can outrun them. and every citizen turns on you. So it's a bit frustrating. And I think I noticed a lot in story checkpoints. I was getting caught out as a trespasser, someone who's not really part of the town. I'm just sneaking in. And that frustrated me because I was just trying to do story narrative checkpoints. And every 5 seconds it was like, no, we know you're a trespasser, get out of the town. It just grinded on me a little bit.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. There's certainly parts I found frustrating that I'm just like, but I think mostly for me it was the lag. That was just the one thing that got me. That kind of put me off a bit, just when it's all gone wrong. And things like that put me off games when I'm playing and it just feels like they're not polished. I feel like I can't do this anymore. It just kind of puts me off a bit. And it's like, why is it like this? It shouldn't be like that. It should be fixed.
I didn't really have awful lag. What I did have quite a lot was I would be running from one location to another and it would come up with the loading screen and I'd be like,
yeah, that's another thing.
I was like, why is it loading? And then it would, once the loading had finished, it'd drop me back exactly where I was. And I was a bit confused as to why it had loaded for, 30 seconds or whatever, because it just disrupts the flow of the game.
Yeah, the loading frustrated me as well, I have to admit, whenever you go in a new section. And it just kind of loads, and it's just like do, and it's like no,
it takes hours
because you don't get. There's not too many games these days where you have to wait for ages and ages in between sections. No. So that kind of, when you do get that, it does kind of, because you just like, there was one bit, I think I was doing a mission for somebody and I had to sneak into a bunker, and I finally found a way in, and then I got to it, and then it just starts loading. And it's like, oh no! And you just know every time you finish a section, there's got to be more load screens, so that, or when you get killed as well. And it's I quite like that when you get killed, and then at least you don't lose too much progress.
No, so that's
a good positive, I think, because I don't like games where maybe you get killed and then you have to start the level all over again. And you've lost all your stuff and all that. Yeah. That's really annoying. So it's quite nice that if you do get killed, you keep your progress and you're not too far away from where you left off. There's certainly some good humorous bits in it though, but I don't know. From the start, I expected it to be a bit more like BioShock, because it really feels BioShocky right at the start, and then to me it just completely changes, and it goes to the open world and it just doesn't feel the same anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I liked the story, and I think the story is obviously a massive component of the game. It's what powers the game on. And I like the sort of struggle that the three main characters have to go to. But it's just frustrating when you get to these stealth sections and the combat's not amazing either. You basically just smack people with R2 until you run out of stamina, and then you smack them again. There's nothing really complex to it. So yeah, I really do like this story. I just feel like what they've done is put a load of filler in between each big story revelation, if you know what I mean. Yeah. That's what it feels like to me in a way. But yeah, so I gave it nearly a 7.
Yeah. One of these sort of stretched out games where there's bits in it really that don't need to be, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is quite frustrating. It's got the bits now when you're not well and you'd sort of try to sneak around and there's these policemen with lights on their helmet and you're trying to avoid them. That's just weird to me. What's that all about?
It feels a lot like it doesn't want you to progress to a point where maybe they've made it a little too tricky to get around the city. Like I was saying earlier, if you get caught, you can get caught by running, by jumping, by standing, in one spot for too long. They pick up on everything straight away. So it almost feels a bit like, oh, let me have a break. And it's the same problem I had with Hello Neighbor in terms of I think you get caught too much to be frightened or put off being caught anymore. I think it almost just feels like, oh, I'm going to get caught. So it's very frustrating. It's no longer a big threat. It's almost like this is a part of the game I'm going to experience about 50 times.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I've probably played about 4 hours worth. I've not finished it myself yet, but I was just getting a bit frustrated with the lag, which kind of stopped me a bit. And I'm going, but I've got quite far. I've kept going back to it. I've sort of started, played quite a lot of it, went back the next day, played some more, got stuck at a bit, and I was like, turned it off. But I went back the next day, managed to do that bit, and then managed to do a different section as well, where I found the Scotsman.
Oh yeah, Ollie.
Yeah, and then I've done some more after that. So yeah,
Mm.
I've done alright, but I've quite enjoyed it. But I think I will probably eventually finish it up, because I mean it's quite good, but it's just like you say, it's got its frustrations, got the combat, the sort of stealth and the lag is my
Mm.
main frustrations, I guess. But I think it's good enough. I just want to keep going to see what happens. That's all.
Yeah.
I think that's my main what's going to happen next. So I mean
Yeah.
that's quite a good thing, I guess.
Well, yeah, I think this story is really good. I'm only probably about 2 or 3 hours ahead of you. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna come back to it every now and again, just play a section. At the minute, I'm the same point as you are. I'm just a little bit frustrated. I'm at a section now where everything I do, I seem to be getting caught, and I can just walk into a room and they'll see me as a traitor, and I'm like, great, now I've got to restart again. And it's just grinding on me a little bit, but I see it the same way as you do. I think the story's really good, and I really want to know what happens to the three individual characters and how they're all tied together at the end. So I'm willing to stick with it. I'm not sure if it's justifiable for its £50 price. I don't know if
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd wait for it to drop a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it seems a bit high for that, but I don't know. But then I don't know. I think I would personally probably, so far from what I've played, it's probably going to be around about a 6 for me. I would say. I think just a little. Well, I guess average.
Yeah,
It's quite
I gave it a 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's our thoughts on it so far. Obviously, you can read Rebecca's review on the website. And yeah, that's us. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.